Hey guys, it's Ross Scotland on Space Carousel. I'm going to show you some of the books that I acquired, and this is like the Miscellaneous books, because obviously I've got some Star Wars things, but they'll be in a separate one. So first of all, I got this. Just take the receipt out there. Dreadfully Ever After, the sequel to Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, which I thoroughly loved. And I do like those mashups, because there's that one, there's Android Karenina, Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters, and others I can't remember now. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, that sort of thing. So, the thrilling sequel to Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. When we last saw Elizabeth Bennet and Fitzwilliam Darcy at the end of the New York Times bestseller Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, they were preparing for a lifetime of wedded bliss. Yet the honeymoon has barely begun when poor Mr. Darcy is nipped by a rampaging dreadful. Elizabeth knows the only acceptable course of action is to promptly behead her husband and then burn the corpse just to be safe. But when she learns of a miracle antidote being developed in London, she realises that there may be one last chance to save her true love and for everyone to live happily ever after. Complete with romance, heartbreak, martial arts, cannibalism and an army of shambling corpses, Dreadfully Ever After brings the story of Pride and Prejudice and Zombies to a thrilling conclusion, and I shall look forward to that. Now, next, something Scott picked up for me in a charity shop is this Monsters and Villains. Again, this is an early Doctor Who, and there on the back you see Slitheen. So let's just have a quick glimpse through it. So yeah, Autons and Slitheen. More Autons. Cybermen. More Cybermen. Daleks. There's a lot on the Daleks. I guess it's just the main villains that's going into. Just see all the pages of Daleks. The Hemovores. I don't really remember them. The Hemovores, which one? Oh, it is an old monster. I was going to say I thought it was just the modern ones, but because then you have, say, the Ice Warriors, for instance, and that's clearly the older ones. The Ice Warriors didn't turn up until one of the much more recent series. Let's see, we'll have one more. What's going to be a good one? Silurians again. Oh no, sorry, that was the ice monsters before. These are the Silurians. So yes, very happy with that. Now, this I had actually gotten for Scott, and he had one already. So this is now mine. The 1979 Doctor Who Annual. And Scott was absolutely delighted with that William Hartnell one. That's the first one, in fact. So it's just a little glimpse through here. That looks like Leela. Or Sarah Jane, I don't know. The view of the future from the past. Although the latest SpaceX, what is he calling it? Spaceship, that does have that retro look to it, doesn't it? And then we'll just do it from here. Yes, do like the style of animation. So yes, I got that. And then I'm very happy to have acquired this, because you know I've got a soft spot for this franchise, and it reduced to $9.99 from $24.99, which isn't a bad price to start with. But obviously, Aliens, what is it? It is the set photography behind the scenes of James Cameron's 1986 masterpiece. And there you see on the back. As you can see from the plastic, has not been opened. We will have a first look at this in due course. But yes, that's several of the Alien books I have gotten on a very steep reduction, because the Art of Alien Isolation was the same. I'm sure one of the others were. There are some places in the universe where you don't want to go alone. In July 1986, Aliens, James Cameron's action-packed sequel to Ridley Scott's Alien, burst onto cinema screens around the world and thrilled a new generation with its unremittingly intense story and cast of memorable characters. Scott started collecting the figures now, by the way, because he got a Corporal Hicks when we were up in Newcastle. This book goes behind the scenes and reveals a new perspective on the making of the 1986 blockbuster movie. Shifting the focus behind the cameras, the on-set creative process is revealed as James Cameron, Sigourney Weaver and the rest of the cast and crew bring the film to life. With brand new insights and memories of filming from Carrie Henn, who played Newt, and Jeanette Goldstein, who played Vasquez, and featuring many never-before-seen photos. Aliens, the set photography, is a fascinating new take on this much-loved classic of science fiction cinema. So yes, very much looking forward to getting into that. So those are the Miscellaneous books that I acquired when I was up in Sunderland. I did actually finish the Return of the Discontinued Man, the Mark Cotter, Burton and Swinburne book as well, so we'll have to have a review of that in due course. But there you go, guys, that's some of the books. Now on to Star Wars. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for a upcoming topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.